Welcome to Project Trailblazer. A little over 600 years ago, the species of the Milky Way decided to step boldly out into the darkness. They decided to cast off the shackles of the familiar and venture into the quiet between the stars. And on the other side of the void, they found Andromeda. They found the Helios cluster. There they found that the promise of golden worlds was a lie, and instead of perfect colony worlds ready to be settled, they found hellscapes that would have tested the mettle of even our most legendary heroes. They found hostile aliens bent on creating their own personal ethno-state, and they found the Scourge, a mysterious cloud of dark energy fully capable of ripping even the sturdiest ships to shreds. But along with the trials and tribulations, there were triumphs. Arch-Hyperion was the first to arrive, carrying the Pathfinder Sarah Ryder and her crew. Together, they braved the wilds of Helios, discovered the intricate vault system in the remnant, forgotten vestiges of the enigmatic Jardan. They met with and formed alliances with the indigenous Agara, who, along with the remnant, were creations of the Jardan, and with their help, they broke the back of the Ket incursion. 10 years has passed since Pathfinder Ryder disembarked onto the Nexus, and in that time the other Arcs have arrived as well, each with their own hardships and fresh traumas. The Quarian Arc, the Keylesea, being the last to arrive with perhaps the most disturbing tale of all. Relations with the Angara remain good years after arrival, and Ket sightings have gone down. Even the Scourge seems to be behaving, but despite this relative good fortune, people are, getting bored. No one came to Andromeda for an easy life. They came to find the unknown and either befriend it or punch it in the face. But of course, you know all this. After all, you joined the initiative. And whatever your private and personal reasons were, you do at least contain that core desire for adventure. With that in mind, Nexus Station is assembling a team to travel outside of the Helios cluster to see what is to be seen. Probes have been sent out beyond the cluster, each one equipped with an AI and a tracking beacon. Your mission is to venture out into the unknown, find what other life might be out there, find any other potential golden worlds, avoid the Ket, and, if possible, learn the origins of the Scourge. The four of you have been chosen for your unique skills, knowledge, and adaptability. You'll be equipped with the second best ship the initiative has got. We'll be sending you out to the Mile 2 cluster right next door. We have no idea what you're going to find out there, but that's half the fun. Say your goodbyes, get a good night's sleep, and get ready to set sail, Trailblazers. The galaxy is called, and it's up to you to answer. Good luck.
Hello, and welcome back to Project Trailblazer. Let's start us all off with some introductions, starting with no longer to my left, but in an entirely separate room, making me very sad about it, my amazing, wonderful spouse, Frankie Bradley. Lestrange.
I am always existentially to your left. I am to the left of your heart. Anyway, I'm MJ Bradley Lestrange. I'm a writer. I'm a podcaster. You can follow my work at certainpov.com. If you enjoy Mass Effect, then you'll probably enjoy one of my podcasts called Reignite, which just finished season 3. We're running a contest. We have a survey about Andromeda, and we'll be starting season 4 in September.
Wonderful. Next up is going to be Spectre.
Hi, everyone. I'm Spectre Elephant. I play Dombra Sergal, our Sentinel Krogan. I'm also the showrunner for Archives of the Dragon. So we are currently on hiatus, but we also run, I also run a show called Deep Magic, which most of the people on this show are in that as well. So you can catch us on Fridays starting September 10th. To bring you more Changeling madness, Sudbury by Night, our vampire game, will be back in October on a date to be announced. And if you missed it from this Friday and a half ago, approximately, we did City of Flesh, which is a one-shot run by one of our other, written by one of our other guests for Deep Magic. It is a wonderful femme-based horror setting. It does come with content warnings, but I absolutely recommend you go watch it. Velvet down there was in it, did a beautiful job. And yeah, I have a lot of announcements. Go follow our YouTube and Discord and all of those other things in the chat.
Wonderful. Next up is going to be Amberly.
Hi, I'm Amberly. I am our Quarian infiltrator, Viva Navera. And I am on the internet at most places at Amberly and Violet.
Wonderful. And last but certainly not least, Velvet.
Dark greetings, everyone. I'm Velvet. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. Like Spec mentioned, I play in Deep Magic. I play Galatea here. They them pronouns, the Unshackled AI Medic. And you flip English. You can find me plenty of other places. My brain is fried.
Wonderful. At OG Brown Sugar. And I, as always, am your dice dad, your dungeon disappointment, Professor John Bradley Lestrange. You can find me on TikTok at The History Wizard. And here, disappointing dungeons. Anyway, let's summarize what happened last time. Last time on Project Trailblazer, the party discovered that one of the Dimbledon security team was actually alive, and they managed to stabilize them before moving the barriers and heading into the final room. They found themselves in a large crystal room with a row of crystal computers from along the back wall and seemingly no monsters in the room. After a not nearly as fierce as the DM hoped encounter, the party began investigating the computers and the table of scientific equipment at the back of the room. Galatea was able to download the contents of the computer to their Omni tool, and Alomi and Aviva found a crystal full of dense, swirling dark energy. And as they cataloged their discoveries, a voice called out from the walls, "You are not the Jardin. Explain." And that is where we left off, and that is where we will pick up with this disembodied, synthesized voice asking you to explain what the fuck you're doing here.
Sergal's gonna nudge Galatea and be like, it sounds like another robot friend. Is it your robot friend?
No, Sergal, I don't know them.
I'm sure not all robots know each other.
Especially not a galaxy away.
Be cool if they did, though. Like, that would be really awesome.
I'd be really concerned if all robots knew each other.
If we ever develop an intergalactic hive mind, you will be the first to know.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't be a problem for anyone at all. Anyway, no, you're right. We are not the Jardin.
Then what are you doing here?
Well,
Quickly.
Alomi turns to everybody else. What are we doing here? That's an excellent question.
Technically, it's a rescue mission.
It is a rescue mission.
You came into my place of residence. You shot up my walls. You decimated my security team. And now you are stealing my research materials. What are you doing here?
In our defense, we tried to talk to them.
They do not communicate. They apparently fail in destroying intruders.
In fairness,
I communicate.
Feels like a design flaw. Also, we did try to talk.
We maybe should not antagonize this. I'm just suggesting.
That would be smart.
We were asked.
You seem smart.
Books can be deceiving.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at my character sheet.
Sergal's like, we came to rescue our Science friends. In fairness, you also killed our Science friends. So, you know.
The small rock creatures
Yeah.
who also broke into my home and establishment.
Your home also broke through what appears to be some sort of small. Is it a moon or a planet?
This is a planet.
A small planet. They were concerned that your home had suddenly appeared.
This crystalline spire has been here for just over a century by how we count years. I have been here and was here long before the little rock creature showed up.
I believe it may behoove you to display some greater signs of sentience. And that is not an insult, it just, I think the Dimmeldon ran into the same problem we did, where it
Breaking into my house.
which we were not aware was a house, much less one inhabited.
That sounds like a you problem.
I mean,
Well,
that
it's
kind
also
of
now a you problem.
exactly. I was
You're gonna make it a you problem.
that kind of logic can go on forever. Like it was a us problem, then it was a you problem, then it's an us problem, and it depends on who wins the fight. Then that's a us or you problem.
Let's return to my original question, which is, what are you doing here? And why have you downloaded the contents of my computer?
I was just here to rescue the small rock friends, and that didn't go super well. But also, we didn't know anybody was sentient in here, so there was just computers.
Penelope is gonna hook back and be like, wait, what do you know about the Jardin?
What do you know about the Jardin? I've
That's
never
right.
seen
What
creatures
do
like you.
You know.
I have been on this planet for over 100 years, and in all that time, to be fair, not many creatures have come by, but the few that have been nothing
Imagine why
like
you're so welcoming.
any of you. I don't mean by the spire, I mean by the planet, but yes, a fair point and well observed, but I've never seen creatures like you, so
You're new.
We're new in town.
Like a day new. 2 days.
Where are you from?
Not here. I think we should talk about the Jardin again.
I'm not.
It's very important about us answering future questions.
I'm sorry, I really I missed what you said.
I said I think we need to talk about what you know about the Jardin before we start answering any more questions.
I was put here and constructed by the Jardin to monitor certain scientific anomalies. Now, where are you from?
Helios cluster.
But not originally, I assume.
That is where we came from, though.
I'm not calling the other galaxy what you humans call it. I'm not quite certain what drinks have to do with it.
There are no humans in our party.
True, but somehow their name stuck to everything.
That's fair. So you came here from another galaxy cluster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're here, and what are you doing here?
What are you doing in my house?
We
I'm
were
sorry.
searching for the missing Dimmeldon. Barring being able to find them alive, we figured we should figure out what you are. A hostile structure, which we now know is sentient.
For lack of a better term, I am a computer system and scientific monitoring outpost built by the Jardin.
What do you monitor? Science.
No. Well, yes, but that's reductive. I monitor dark energy in a given area, specifically this planet and the surrounding star system, and I collect it for possible use and study.
Are you the reason Galatea had like a 3-minute blackout earlier?
Oh, yes. When you tried to plug into, well, yes and no. That's also just dark energy does things.
We call it the Scourge.
Are you made of the Scourge? Are you made of the dark energy?
Yes and no.
Can you
This
elaborate on that?
this system is a mix of the organic crystal that makes up this spire and synthetic parts put in place by the Jardin to make something of an energy array to collect, store, and study dark energy. And while I am not the dark energy itself, I do contain it and can make some use of it. It is an effective, if somewhat volatile, energy source.
Do you think the Jardin are still around?
I have not seen or had any contact with my creators since they put me here, but I have no reason to believe that they're not around.
Where do you send your data?
For now, nowhere. It is stored here.
Gotcha.
Well,
You mentioned something called the Scourge. What is this? It's not in my records.
it's question for the DM really quickly.
Yes.
I remember doing a science check at some point that went really well, and I think you
Yes.
said the dark energy was the same as the Scourge. Am I remembering that correctly?
It has the same wavelength and energy signature as the Scourge. But as of yet, in this star system, in the Mile 2 cluster, you haven't seen any sign of the Scourge being here.
Circle will be like, well, the Scourge, as far as we're aware, is the dark energy you're using, only it's a lot more malevolent where we came from.
Shit sucks.
Can you explain to me more exactly what this Scourge is? Because the dark energy is not the most stable of energy sources, but it's not malevolent. It's just
Do we have like
finicky.
scans or something that we can share?
Yeah. You guys
I'm in
have
favor.
Yep, me too.
Yeah. All right. One of you plugs your Omni tool into one of the computers in the back of the room, and you upload some of your scans of the Scourge. And there is silence from this computer system for a little while. And then after about a minute or two, the voice comes back and says, this is interesting. Your Scourge scans very similar to the dark energy that I have stored inside of me and that I have been collecting for this past century, but it behaves much differently.
It's also drawn to Jardin technology.
Interesting.
Were there others of you, or are you? Or is there no hive mind?
There is no hive mind of crystalline computers around this cluster. But I imagine that I am not the only such array that the Jardin put in place. And perhaps it was at some point meant to be connected in some greater purpose, but I have just been here for 100 years.
If you'd like, we can put "this is someone's house" outside your door so that people don't come in anymore.
I suppose it'd be more convenient than the alternative.
My concern is if we do that, though, are we just making a like tourist trap?
Well, that's a good point.
Come here. There is an AI built by the Jardin, an ancient race responsible for setting up terraforming networks in our other system. Like,
A tourist trap is I don't know what a tourist is, but a trap is a good way of describing what this place is, because if people come in, I will do my best to make sure that they do not go out,
Why?
because they are not the Jardin.
Is that your security protocol if anyone not the Jardin comes in?
Yes,
Do you ever have to leave this place?
I am this place.
Well, we could weld the door shut.
I don't know that would help, given that this is a large rock structure that will be a tourist trap.
Also,
if it is
you
not
broke
described.
down several of my doors.
We
You
just have to-
literally broke.
just
You
have to
literally
weld the
broke
first
them.
one. Just the first one is the only one we need to. That's the only one we need to shut. And the other doors are immaterial.
You broke the first one.
I did.
That was the big. That was the big, thick one. That was the one that was meant to keep people out, and you broke it.
In fairness, other people were already inside. That's why we broke the door.
That's true. That's very
Yes, they got in before I managed to activate the security system.
I've insight checked this AI. It's general trustworthiness. It's just kind of a sense of, is it actively malevolent or is it just leave me alone?
Oh no, it's just. So yeah, you rolled a 16 on your insight check. The computer is not like actively malevolent. It just, for lack of a better term, it's an introvert who has a job and was given this job by the Jardin, and it likes and respects them, and the rest of you can just please go away.
Yeah,
and not bother me and my very volatile energy source.
I think we need to somehow delineate this as somebody's house, but also in waiting for the Jardin, I am not certain how much longer you will have to wait, because our records indicate they were engaged in a cataclysmic battle we are uncertain of the outcome of.
That is unfortunate. It seems I will be waiting here for a
Also,
while.
the Dimmadons didn't know who the Jardin were.
Correct.
That is strange. The Dimmaldon are these rock people?
Yes.
Yes.
They are new to the area. I have not seen them before this team showed up and began scurrying around.
They were attempting to do science.
Well, they didn't do it very well.
Would you be open to trading research with us if we can give you the information that we've collected about the Jardin's experiences in Helios in exchange for the research you've been working on?
Your robot companion has already downloaded my research.
Oh, I wasn't sure if Galatea got everything.
Galatea managed to get everything, yes.
We could.
I still feel like we should give you something.
Exactly.
Yes, no. Yes, yes. I suppose I could hold off on summoning dozens of additional Spire bots in favor of mutual scientific endeavors.
It might be useful to you to have somebody who has legs who can go see if there are signs of the Jardin around the galaxy.
It's true.
The recent activity that maybe we're just not aware of because we're not that deep in yet.
If you would be so kind as to share with me the knowledge and research that you have about the Scourge and the possible final conclusion of the Jardin, then I would be amenable with allowing you to leave with the research that you have acquired and returning in the future with less fighty. Couldn't think of a good sounding word for that.
Aggressive science. I
you
promise not
go.
to do aggressive science to
with
your
a
doors anymore.
with a less aggressive outcome. Does this sound acceptable to all of you?
I like that plan.
I like this plan a lot.
Very well.
Wait, no, I
Um,
have one thing to add to this because we have one person who is not in our party currently. We need to transport out, and I would like to transport them out with our party.
Yeah, could you
Oh yes,
not?
you can take the Dimmledong, were they?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
that saved me the trouble of cleaning up.
Here, but if it's nicely, they would help you with cleaning up
What is nicely?
without the threats to kill them or trap
Ah,
the house. It's a very strange concept.
hmm.
Hey, did you trap the blink dog here?
Yes,
Why?
he is not from here.
Oh boy.
It was interesting.
Okay, not cool, but neither here nor there.
I'm just saying it doesn't hurt to know your neighbors. Unfortunately.
Or I mean,
The blink dog, as you called him, is not a neighbor. It is
No,
not
we're
from.
We're gonna take
It is
him.
not what.
We're gonna take the blink dog with us.
No, by all. Do you have to?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
I think you are failing to understand. I'm not communicating this well. The Dimmledon are from another planet. They are not from here, this planet. The blink dog, as you call it, is not from this dimension. It is
Oh.
not from this reality as we know and experience it.
That's weird, but that doesn't change the fact that the dog's coming with us.
The dog and I are kind of friends.
Rude.
Do you want to ask the dog?
What?
Do you want to ask the dog?
No, take the dog.
Cyril was like,
You are welcome to him, especially if it will get you to leave sooner. I grow tired of this.
Okay, well, cool. This was not fun, but you know,
I
it's like that
agree.
sometimes. Anyway, let's
It's
go.
gonna be like that.
Yeah, so you have you hand over the research that you have on the Scourge and what you know about the Jardan in the codex, and you upload it into the system. And Galatea has the research. You had also found a big old knobbly 2 triangles merged together crystal full of swirling dark energy. Are you taking that with you?
Yes.
I was hoping to.
Okay, yeah. The system does not stop you from doing that. It does remark on the way out, be careful with that. It is unstable.
people should
So
probably
it's
take it away from
Sir
Circle.
Excellent.
Oh my baby.
Yeah, so you you start to make your way back out of the place, collecting the Dimmledon as you go. There are 6, I believe, I had placed on the Dimmledon security team. 5 deceased, 1 alive. While they are stocky and a little bit heavy, you're all able to, get 1 each in a fireman's carry. And it takes you 2 trips because there's 6 of them, but you get them all out of there. Do you bring the alive Dimmledon out first, or do you bring him out in the second trip?
I'd bring him out first.
Okay,
I agree.
I'm just making sure of the order of this.
Jerry switches that
I was about
computer.
to say he absolutely has more to lose than the dead bodies. Like if
I
nothing
mean-
happens,
That's fair. I don't know if you wanted to hit them with the good news first or the bad news first. The good news, this guy's alive. The bad news, everyone else
No
is
one
dead.
else is.
Ready.
No one else is.
Also, the computer that lives in that thing does not like you.
also
yes, and we
triage
will.
says alive people first, dead people
That's
after.
fair. That's fair. He's not quite in triage because you have stabilized him. He's not going to get any worse, but you don't know enough about Dimbledon anatomy to help him get any better. But you carry this unconscious, alive Dimbledon out, and Quartz and the security team are all there waiting at the entrance expectantly. You've been gone for a few hours. It's been 4 or 5 hours worth of time. And Quartz approaches you as you carry this unconscious Dimbledon out, and he says, What happened? Where's everyone else?
Well, here's the thing. We encountered a hostile force inside, I would say. And, well, your team was not well equipped to handle it.
Are you saying they're
Yes.
dead? Oh,
Yes.
okay. All right. The euphemism sort of went over my head a little. Okay.
I'm sure it's not the first thing.
To go over my head because I'm short. All of my friends just died, and this is okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I don't get to make short jokes that often.
Isabel walks up to them and in her giant form and says, I was not sure where your burial places of skulls were, so we will bring the rest out so that you may bury them in proper warrior fashion on their mountain of skulls.
Is Peridot alive?
I
You brought the one that he gestured to the Dimbledon that you have carried out.
I thought we would have established that right off. I thought that was already established, and that's why they were saying, "Where's everyone else?"
Short jokes.
No, because you just brought one out.
Okay.
And his first question was up where everybody else, and then they all died. Shorty, you short. All your friends are dead.
I thought my bedside manner was bad. No, I feel better.
This is where we're at. Anyway, no, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody you know is dead, except for Peridot.
Everyone he knows.
Except for Peridot.
The important thing is that Peridot is alive.
He turns to Circle. We don't have a burial place of skulls. We don't have skulls per se, skeletal endoskeletons like I assume all of you have. Although you appear to have something of an exoskeleton. Do you need help retrieving the rest of them?
You should probably not go in there. They don't really like you.
Oh,
Also, this is
you're going to explain that when you get back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We just don't want anybody else to get stuck.
Yeah, so you guys all head back in and you gather up the rest of the Dimbledon and you get them all out and you lay them out, with honors somewhere in the facility in like a break room or something.
The honorable break room.
They don't have a morgue. They didn't build
Well,
one.
they didn't plan ahead.
They didn't expect to die.
That says a lot of things about their culture.
Yeah.
A lot of honor and reverence given to these poor bereaved Dimbledon being shown today. So you've laid out all of the dead Dimbledon, and they don't have a morgue, but they do have something of a med bay because accidents happen, obviously, and they need some place to be able to, deal with anyone who gets injured or sick. So Peridot is, put in there, and he's seen by their medical officer. And Quartz takes you back over to the conference room that you all met and spoke in first. And he sits down and he pinches the bridge of his nose and he says, okay, can someone please tell me what happened and why we kind of thought that they were gone because they hadn't come out for a day, but we didn't hear anything from them. But can someone explain to me what happened?
You invaded someone's house.
There's a highly reactive and aggressive computer AI in that structure.
And it,
Not like strangers.
okay.
Don't get me wrong. I agree that you can invade someone's house, but only if you are stronger than them and it was stronger than you.
We're not war-like people. The Dimmeldon we're not fighters.
I can teach you headbutting.
We're scientists. I mean, we got that down. It's, it's rock. That's 101 right there. But I guess we were ill prepared for this scientific venture.
I'm sorry, I can't say this, but Circle's inner monologue is, yes, you are, because I didn't dare tell that AI that its aim sucked.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And it did. I rolled like hot garbage. Thank you for getting Peridot out at least, and thank you for. I mean, you got out alive, and I'm grateful for that. Were you able to learn anything about? You said this was like a hostile AI computer system. What's it doing here?
Science, apparently.
Well, that's okay. That's just vague enough to be unhelpful.
It is a monitoring station. It's apparently simply monitoring the system.
But what? Like, what is it monitoring for? Other species, indigenous fauna? How many times people go to the bathroom?
Honestly,
What?
I got the impression that it was just gathering data and waiting.
Also, it seems to be interested in a particular type of energy source that I don't recommend science be done on.
What is this energy source?
It's the kind of thing that fucks up your entire space cluster.
Okay, again, just vague enough to be unhelpful. We came here to study this crystal spire, and it seems that you have managed to learn something where we failed about what this thing is. So can someone just please?
Okay. Do you remember when we first came here and we asked you about the Jardan
Yes.
and you didn't know what that was?
Yep, no idea.
The Jardan built it.
Okay. They built a giant crystal to gather some
crystal-
kind of funky energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
It's roughly right. It is weird, but you have to make sure
It's on brand.
that you guys are not going to go back in there because they will kill indiscriminately.
I have no interest in sending anyone back in there.
We have to put up a danger abandoned house.
Warning, boys.
Don't open.
Absolutely do not go in here.
That's fair. I have no interest in sending anyone back in there.
Do you have anybody in your team who just really likes to be in the lab and just really yells at everybody if they ever invade their lab?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the AI that's in there.
Yeah, Obsidian hates anyone who comes in and moves any of their stuff.
Yeah, Obsidian, the AI, is in that building.
Okay.
Imagine if
That
they'd
makes
been
sense.
alone for 100 years.
No, that makes perfect sense. We're gonna have to pack up, head back over to Dimmeltrex Prime, and let the boss know this is a bust.
You mean the Don? Let the Don know.
Yes, we're going to have to let the Dimmeldon know what's up here. He gestures at the big 2 triangle crystal thing that you brought out. He's like, what's that? That's glowing real weird.
Unstable.
And it
Shite.
he goes over and he scans it and he's like, oh, that is a lot Wow. What the hell did you bring out?
Yeah, that's what people say to Aviva all the time when they see us together.
Well, that's true. That's not the point. We'll find out what it is, I'm sure, at some point. Or we'll sell it.
In fairness, we have some idea what it is, and don't poke it. Just don't poke it, unless you wanted to eat your ships, at which point I told you.
He gestures, he looks over at Aviva. Sell it?
Ignore
I mean, we
her.
probably
We
won't
sell shiny
it.
things, but probably this one we won't. I mean,
This was
probably.
where you found that AI that hates everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is presumably one of the things that it was working on.
It's more
Probably. Well,
studying it.
maybe.
Would you be willing to sell it to us so that we could take it back to our planet and study it in facilities that are much better equipped to contain such
First
things?
of all, you don't know what we have on our ship.
Well, and I can't betray my science
I
friends
don't
by selling
mean
this to
much
somebody
better
else.
equipped than you. You're right. I don't know what you have on your ship. I mean much better equipped than we are here. This is a paucity of what we have back home. This is, a camp set, for lack of a better term.
We have 2 of the crystals, correct?
It's
You
one
have-
crystal.
You have
It's one,
one.
it's
It's
used,
two
kind of.
like triangles. It's a D4. No, it's a
The D8.
D8. That's the one. It looks like a D8.
I am leaning no.
I'm also leaning no, only because I feel like my science friends would be very displeased with me if I let somebody else study this before they got their hands on it.
Circle is kind of looming over you. Not to any purpose, just,
It's enough.
there.
It's enough. You're very big. I am not.
I feel like this has to do with our mission, and to sell it would be going against our mission.
I would have 2 Krogans mad at me, which is not new, but would be very uncomfortable.
And one we're actually scared of.
That's fair. I'm not exactly in a position to argue with you. You're all very big and scary.
I mean,
Nobody's ever said to me.
we are. Circle is like, huddle up for a second. Can we? I don't know how to awkwardly be, but I need to talk to them somewhere you're not.
Go. Yes, go have your private conversation. I will wait here, or I will leave the room, and I will give you the room.
Circle, do you want to go see their giant laboratory?
I mean, yes, but I also don't want to sell this thing. I appreciate that, but they're going to give us star charts. Like, that's what we negotiated for when we went to go find the rest of their science team. So we need to get those. But also, if this structure is monitoring for this energy, which nobody should leave me alone with either. It's likely that there's more of this around the cluster somewhere. So it is possible that if we want to sell some of this, if we run into some more, we could establish a reason to trade with them again.
I think we should definitely keep our eye out. That's not a bad idea. Maybe we could sell it for lab access.
I also think that we could feasibly say, look, we're not going to sell you this piece, but we'd be happy to share any information we glean from it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make our new Science friends totally upset. They were very nice to us despite invading the angry introvert's house.
And they did lose 5 people and then get insulted afterwards.
Look, I am very wise. I am not very smart.
It's okay. We got a good balance.
But I just think that given that they have at least decent science, equipment themselves, that probably whatever they have on their home planet is better than what they have at whatever outpost this is. And there's a likelihood that we will be unable to cope with something out in this cluster. So they live here. They might have better tech than us. So we should establish some sort of reciprocal science.
But if they live here, why haven't they discovered this before?
It's an angry AI, and they
No,
apparently,
I mean the stone.
they apparently have worse aim than it does.
I mean, this isn't their planet, nor is this planet in their star system.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, how many things existed in the Milky Way that were likely undiscovered for a very long time?
That's also very uncomfortable.
Prothean investigation is just like a job. So
yeah. Well, do you want to tell them that then, Circle? You can present our idea.
Sure, as long as everybody's okay with it. Because again, I'm not in favor of giving them unstable dark energy they don't know anything about when we already do know something about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
However, I'm willing to share with them data we find.
Yeah.
And or if we find a second piece and we deem them to be mildly responsible, then we could. I say this like I am responsible with things. I don't know why you're letting me have this conversation.
I wasn't going to say anything about the fact that I'm the person who has it, and my responsibility, but it's a good point. It's a good point. I think we're just going to have to know that the risk is whatever's inside is not inside anymore, and maybe we have more spiky scourge stuff.
They seem reasonable enough that I think they would be amenable to a reciprocal science program.
We can have a science camp. We can send their kids.
They're pebbles.
Oh, they'd be so cute.
Oh, that'd be very cute.
All
All
right.
right, so it sounds like you've come up with a plan.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right, so you head back in to present your plan to Quartz, the head researcher of this facility. Go ahead.
Circle's gonna be like, I'm sorry. It just I needed to say things. You are a very nice science friend. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's all right. I understand the need for a private conversation. Everyone needs to have them every so often. So what conclusions did you come to in your private consultation?
We will not sell you this crystal.
Okay.
However, we would be open to sharing our data for some reciprocal, possibly aid down the road. We don't know what we're going to need, but you are interested in this, and we are, at least a couple of us are really interested in science, and we assume that we will run into some science that we need help with eventually.
And if we find more, you might be willing to share some of that.
Yep.
I have something of a counter proposal for you. By all means, keep the crystal. I understand your reticence to hand it a unstable energy core over to someone that you have met literally today. However, I find myself in a somewhat precarious situation, and you are new to this cluster. As I understand it, you have been here for all of a day. So, here is what I propose. We are going to leave here. We're going to pack up our base. We're going to get into our ship, and we are going to head back to Dimmeltrex Prime. And we're going to inform the Dimmeldon of what we discovered here and put a moratorium on space travel to this planet. And we will make it off limits to everyone in Dimmeldon space because, frankly, fuck this place.
Fair.
It was boring for the most part. There was just this crystal spire, and then it killed half my team. So fuck this place. But to get back to Dimmeltrex Prime, we have to pass through some areas that are controlled by these assholes covered in weird organic bone armor.
Oh yeah, we know that you know the cat. Fuck the cat.
I couldn't remember if we discussed the Ket
Yeah.
before in character, right? So we have to pass through space controlled by the Ket, and most of my security team is now dead. So
Escort
if you
mission.
would, was that?
Escort mission.
If you would like to establish more official contact and relationships with the Dimmeldon people, and if you would be amenable to helping us make our way across the galaxy to our home system, it would greatly increase our chances of making it there alive to have more and significantly more effective fighters than we have. And I feel like
the presence of the Ket indicates that there are more species than your species, given
oh
that.
yes. Yes, and we did already promise to share with you some of what we know of this system, and we could on this journey begin sharing that information with you.
No, it just
telling
means
you
that the Kets are going to have new adaptive traits we don't know about.
That's true. Man, fuck the
I'm
cat.
sorry, new adaptive
Traits.
Traits, yep.
our contact with the Ket is relatively limited to the occasional raid. Sometimes they capture some of our people, but we haven't been able to find where they take them. What do you mean by adaptive traits?
We have some really upsetting news for you.
Yep.
You have more upsetting news for me.
This news
Okay.
is not our fault, though.
I'm gonna sit down.
That's a good idea.
Honestly, the other news was also not our fault.
No, none of this news is your fault, and I do not hold it against you, but you are now the bearers of double bad news. So please, hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
They have a religious process called exaltation, in which they adapt the best traits, or what they consider the best traits of the species they exalt, into their own genetic code.
Oh. Well, then they've probably got rock armor now, or something akin to that, because that's all we really got going for us. We're made of rock.
When they tried to exalt my species, they made behemoths.
I don't know what that is, but I hate it. Just from
Lomi pulls up a picture on their Omni tool.
I hate everything about that. That is the worst thing I have ever seen. Please take that away and never show it to me again. I don't want that ever. Are there that here now? Did you bring that with you?
There's only me.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. It would greatly help me, and I feel help you, although in perhaps a bit more of a long-term manner, if you would agree to help escort us back to our home system. There you could rest, meet our people, meet our Dimmeldon, and we would share a lot of information.
Know how to fight? Do any of the rest of you know how to fight? Do you have any other guns and stuff? Okay.
Oh yeah, yes. We didn't bring a huge security team with us because the planet seemed uninhabited from our long distance scans. There didn't seem to be anything here but this crystal spire.
I'm discussing your specific team, like the people left on your team.
Yes, we have about a dozen scientists and engineers. We have a doctor, and we have about 4 security officers left. And while our scientists know how to fire a gun, they are by no means highly trained and capable soldiers. They are civilians who have a gun.
Well, maybe we can share training vids and stuff as we go, so that because the Ket don't seem to care who they fight. So
Training,
No,
montage, montage.
We ran into one Ket ship on our way here, and we are not slouches. I should say we managed to run them off without having any of our people killed or captured. It was
I thought you were gonna end that sentence at run.
Run.
no, the Dimmeldon have made a poor showing of themselves in this particular instance, but they are no slouches. You know, they have natural stone armor. They're pretty good
this
shots.
is the DM talking now.
Yes, this is the DM talking now. I don't have voices for our rock boys because all of their voices would sound like this, and it's terrible. But yeah, like they're they just made a poor showing at this place. But there are also reasons for that. Amberly, you grabbed 2 crystal daggers that shot out of the wall that were covered in this viscous, goopy substance. Will you do me a favor and make a science check?
Yes. Maybe. There it is. Oh gosh.
Are we all making a science check?
Unnecessary. Because
Cool.
Aviva did just fine.
Hey.
So while this conversation is going on, I imagine Aviva, who is much more of a sneaky, actiony person, maybe got a little bit bored.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled out her this crystal dagger that almost stabbed Sirgul in the hand that popped out of the wall, and you start running a few cursory scans on it, and it's coated in acid that is specifically designed to break down calcium-based life forms.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to affect this crystal that it is on, but it is, with your 21 science scan, this crystal is silicate-based. So it is made of a different elemental structure than our unfortunate Dimmeldon here. It might just be a coincidence. I doubt you doubt that the computer system, who didn't seem to know really anything about the Dimmeldon, specifically created an acid for them. It might have just created some random kind of acid to break down organic structures. But you've got some acid-covered crystal daggers. And with your 21 science check, you imagine that you could replicate that acid into your nightshade blades and be able to maybe do some acid damage.
Potentially to our new rock armor kit, yeah.
Yeah. This would allow you to... you have 3 nightshade blades that all do poison, and you could make one of those do acid damage now. And then you wouldn't need these daggers unless you just wanted to keep them. But this would just be like a option that you could now pull out for your nightshade blades.
The souvenir of the time I got my dog, our dog.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, yes. By the way, have we settled on the name for?
Believe so.
It was Blinkerton Esquire something.
It's Neume Blinkerton Esquire.
Neume Blinkerton Esquire. So Neume Blinkerton Esquire has this whole time been just laying immediately on top of Aviva's feet, just sort of like enjoying being here. And it seems as if Quartz just hasn't noticed this entire time. Beset as he was on all sides by the death of many of his friends, and then all of this bad news that you brought him, and then he finally turns and he sees and said, "What? This is new. I didn't think there was any indigenous. Did you have this dog when you got here?"
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I must have. How did I? Man, it's been a hard few days. Seems like a very nice creature.
Thanks, he's our lawyer.
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to.
There are no lawyers.
It's
Lawyer, it's a legal representative.
It
Where
might
we're
be
from, legal cases are
Oh.
settled by pitting creatures against one another in a pit.
we call those barristers.
Sounds pretentious.
That's British.
Anyway, okay, so great. Do you guys want to help us not die on our way home?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we could do
We
that.
would love to.
You can do that.
Great. Okay, it's about I don't know. Let's call it 5 p.m. in whatever the hell clock system I'm using over in this system. The sun is beginning to set. Quartz looks out the window and says, "Okay, I have to tell everyone the bad news, and we have to start packing everything up. But it seems like you packed light. So let's say we launch tomorrow morning, say 10-ish. Does that sound good for you guys?
That
Sure.
works.
Okay, I'm going to go find alcohol. Bye." And then he walks off to
Wait,
go.
what kind of alcohol? Can I drink it?
You should.
Are you a calcium-based life form?
No.
Then it will probably kill you.
That sounds like a science experiment.
Maybe not
Uh,
here. Maybe not now.
I don't think our medical facilities definitely aren't equipped to handle you drinking what will probably be literal acid to you.
Olomi is very pouty.
But if we get back to Dimultrex Prime alive, I promise I will facilitate this experiment however I can.
Sergal
Because
leans down to Alomi and goes, I mean, I could always drink it. I have a liver to spare.
But
You-
that won't get me drunk.
I mean, but we would know.
I mean,
I think
Alumi,
there might be booze on our ship.
Alumi, you definitely have booze on your ship. You 100%. You're an alcoholic. You packed booze. There's just the booze on the bar that is on your ship.
I know,
then
but
there's
this
also
is different booze.
then there's your secret booze that you
Nobody knows
have.
about that.
Your DM knows about the secret booze because I just invented it right now. Your secret booze, which you hollowed out a cavity in your fucking bed and you put it in there.
This dad knows about the stash.
The secret bottles that you
We're
have in a
sharing
plastic
rooms.
bag that you've upper deckered your toilet with.
Sergal goes, I have one thing I need to do. I'll be right back. And she marches out and she goes back to like the front door that she levered open and she like looks around for something to carve into stuff. And then
No, to be fair, you smashed through that.
yes, I did.
So
But
it wasn't levered open. You shattered it. It's broken.
I did, but I'm not trying to go in. I'm just trying to
Okay.
find something like outside of the smashed door. And she's going to be like, I think the humans used to do this, and she's going to write private residence on something. Keep off grass.
Yeah, you grab like a big chunk of the door that you broke and you prop it up outside and you like chisel into it with your you don't have an Omni blade actually. I imagine you've got a knife kind of like Drac had. It's like an literal knife you made out of something's bone.
First rule of Either Sea: everybody's got a knife.
I
love
didn't know
it.
you were high enough level to cast knife.
I understand that reference. Yeah, so you do that. You do that thing. It takes you a few minutes and it's done. And what language do you write it in?
Oh, it's probably in Krogan, so it's equally baffling to literally everybody in this star system, in this galaxy. But
Yep.
you know, she feels like she's done something.
Yep. Okay. So Quartz has gone off to inform his people of what's happened and to start packing up everything. You guys have the rest of the evening to do whatever you want to do. You can explore the facility. You can look at on the signs that they're doing. You could go play frisbee with your dog, or you can just go get turned. And you should decide what it is that you want to do with this evening when while we're on our break, because we're gonna go take 10 right about now.
From the depths of Lake Huron, a lady appeared and left behind a glowing portal. To what end, we know not. kingdom still echoes with summer in the right light, in the right space, but now something has changed. I am Ondine, and on behalf of Queen Laurel, I welcome you to the kingdom of Northern Ice. May your imagination guide you to the answers you seek.
Watch for our cast announcement coming soon. Follow along with us at Arc of the Dragon on Twitter. Deep Magic, coming soon to twitch.tv/Archives of the Dragon. City has gotten too crowded, and now there's only one way out. Follow the highway north, on past Barry, all the way to Sudbury, but stay on the lighted path. Never go beyond the Kine and their settlements, because out there, well, that's lupine territory, and they don't like us much. But whatever's in Sudbury, whatever's there, has pushed them out. And now, it's our turn. Not all darknesses are the same, and not all things frighten all people. You never know what's behind closed doors, or what secrets you may find. And who knows, if we're very lucky, the clouds may part and we'll see the stars. Coming this Saturday at 1 p.m. to Archives of the Dragon.
We picked up these four in Andromeda. You should see their service records. Dombra Sergal, aka The Experiment. Since arriving in Andromeda, they've been on a rampage across the galaxy in a quest for extreme thrills and science. Aviva Nar Vera, exile, thief, wanted on over a dozen counts of sneaking.
What the hell?
Alumi Druis has been traveling recently as Aviva Nar Vera's personal distraction / battering ram. Project 64144734, also known as Galatea.
Who called her that?
Herself, mostly. They're wanted largely on charges of tinkering, tailoring, and surgery.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
They call themselves the Trailblazers.
What a bunch of a-holes.
And we're back. So you guys have the evening, and you'll be leaving in the morning to trek across the dark space between the stars to make your way to Dimmeltrex Prime. So what are you going to do with your evening?
Partying with the Dimmeldons is out.
They are, well, one, very, very sad that half of their team is dead. And they are preparing those bodies to be shipped back to their home planet. And then they're also, getting all of their stuff in order. You don't see their ship anywhere, but they are packing up all of their like fragiles and valuables and tying everything down. And they seem to be making ready to depart. Just you don't know where. They said they have a ship, but you don't see it.
Weird.
I'm gonna get our lawyer settled on the ship.
There is an empty room. That's also the captain. I don't know if you want to like give Neum his own room, or if you want him to bunk with you. It might be a little bit of a tight squeeze because there's you and Alomi in there, and then also a Great Dane sized quadruped.
I think I am going to give him the captain's room. He's our captain and our lawyer. This dog is going up in the world. Big time.
Absolutely. You get
we all
him.
looked at responsibility and went, nope.
You get him all set up in there, just for the sake of us not having to worry about what the dog eats. He eats food and he drinks water. What food? Don't ask. He eats food. You have it. It's fine. Yeah. Nothing bad will ever happen to the dog, ever. Which is why you are never allowed to use him in combat situations. He just he immediately blinks away the second combat starts, and he comes back the second that you leave initiative order.
That's how we know. That's how we know it's over.
That's how you know it's over. Your dog comes back. Yeah. Yep. You have an in-world rationale for why combat's over. Neum's back. But you set him up in the room. It doesn't take much time. He sniffs around the room for a while. It's a new place. It's a small place. He's a little concerned for a second. It reminds him for a hot second of the cage that he was locked in. But I think that you probably leave the door open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't close it. So he eventually settles down just like right at the doorway and just like takes a nap. And then what next?
Sergal is going to like get some vids out and like clear a space, and then like try to build some sort of like science-based like training regimen for our new science friends.
Montage.
Yes.
Do you want to make like Matrix style training videos for like to teach them combat? Is that what's happening?
Because Sergal's understanding of what just happened here is there's a very angry AI that can't hit for shit, that killed a bunch of scientists so if the AI can't hit for shit, then they couldn't hit for shit, so they clearly need more combat training.
Yeah, this is like fucking Mickey Mantle walked out to like play a baseball game the day after getting his second COVID shot, and this is your first time seeing him, and it's like, oh man, Mickey Mantle sucks. It's like, no, you just caught him on his worst day ever.
Look, Sergal just wants to protect her science friends.
I understand.
Do not need.
I understand. As far as Sergal is concerned, these are some punks.
Exactly. And she is a Krogan, and she wants her new science friends to be able to practice science even when it's done aggressively at them.
I understand. I want you to make 2 rolls for me. I want you to roll to hit, and I want you to roll to science.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the science one because that's where I'm at. And the hit, do you want strength or do you want like a...
No, make an attack roll.
Okay.
You're teaching them to fight. Make an attack roll.
I'll use the Omni Hammer. I don't know how that went. I can't see it.
Okay, you put together, your science wasn't great, but your hit was awesome. So you put together, you put together like an Omni program, like a little video that they can watch, and it winds up being like an 8-bit version of Tekken.
Oh.
You put together like a very simple like fighting game. You're showing like, see here, like they shoot and you duck, right? And then like they shoot low, so you jump over it, and then like it's basically just like you make them Mega Man.
It's an
basically
excellent game.
Yeah, you make them the OG Mega Man, and you're like, here. It doesn't take you very long because like, it's a simple thing, and Circle's not like stupid by any stretch of the imagination. You're just very loud and bombastic. So you give them Mega Man.
I want the audience to know that I have a decent science roll. I do. I just rolled a 5.
No. Circle has
like
4 in science. Like Circle is no slouch. It's just you're distracted by everything that's going on. Maybe you're also feeling a little sad that there's no pyramid of skulls for the Dimmeldon.
I'm trying to honor their brave dead. They were very brave. They fought to the end.
Yeah, and you honor their brave dead by giving them the OG Mega Man game.
Exactly.
They seem confused but appreciative, and they say that they will definitely train with this program on the journey back. Okay, so Circle has made Mega Man. Does someone else have something that they want to do with their evening? Yes, Alumi.
So Alumi would probably then acquire a bottle of something.
Okay.
They would
Space absinthe.
Sure. And no, that would actually be terrible.
Absinthe.
That would actually be very bad for like, I want to drink an entire bottle of something.
Oh yeah, no.
So they like grab a beer or whatever, and Alumi would want to be somewhere high up, but I have a feeling Alumi would just climb the ship.
Hey, Alumi, you've got jump boots.
Yeah.
You don't even have to climb. You just...
Yeah, that's exactly what Alumi would do.
Yeah,
and like sit on top of the Avalon.
Yeah. Like up on the cockpit where like when you run across as Ryder in Andromeda, Callow's like, really, Ryder?
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what where Alumi would be. And they would take out their hollow harp and they would probably play a song. And they would probably play like some kind of funeral dirge because they did see a lot of death. And like they're used to saying certain prayers for that. But, these aren't Alumi's people. So Alumi would try and honor them the way that they know how.
Would you roll me performance with advantage, please?
Sure. Find it on this list, I will. Advantage. Submit.
Oh, damn. Good thing that you rolled with advantage because our rolls were a 9 and a nat 20. Damn. You play a beautifully haunting song. I don't know how you all feel in character about music, how it affects your emotions, how easily your heartstrings are tugged on. But if you are in any way musically inclined people, you cry hearing this. This is it's gorgeous. Even the Dimmeldon start crying hearing this. It's beautiful and wonderful. And you sit up there and you play your hollow harp and you play this beautiful funeral dirge and you drink your beer and you just have a quiet evening of drinking and music. Galatea, what are you going to do with your evening?
I'm probably going to pour over all the data we got from the Dimmeldon and from the facility.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically? Are you just doing like a general perusal of it, or are you looking for something?
No, I'm doing a general perusal, but I'll keep an eye out if any patterns start emerging or if anything there's any like crossing.
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
So the Dilalon haven't really given you any data yet. They're preoccupied with getting themselves packed up for the return trip, but they're gonna start, sharing data that they have with you on their way over. Okay, so here is what you have gleaned from the computer. You know that the computer was put in the system by the Jardin about 100 years ago to monitor dark energy in the area and to collect it for use and study. You know that it is made of a mix of organic crystal that is silicon-based and synthetic parts that are similar in construction to the Remnant. It's a similar type of computer system. You know that the dark energy that is inside it gives off the same energy type as the Scourge. And you know that it is that dark energy that powers the Crystal Spire. And that the computer system was working on taking that dark energy and storing it in crystalline battery cores. And determining what else that energy could be used for, if anything, how it could be made beneficial, and what, if anything, could be done with it. Cool. I think that's all that you get for now with this perusal.
Would I be able to tell whether or not the mystery crystal we found is one of these crystalline batteries?
Oh yeah, definitely. That D8 that you found, yes, that is a dark. I'm just calling it a dark energy core, and that is a battery of dark energy.
Right on.
Yeah. If you take a look at the crystal, it is it's flawless. It has no scratches. It's perfectly clear through, save for the swirling dark energy inside of it that is forming chaotic and seemingly random patterns. If you stare at it for a while, even you as a robot start to get a little dizzy. But that is what you've learned from that.
Cool.
Amberly, is there anything else that you wanted to do beyond setting your dog up?
I would say I would usually check on Alomi, but I feel like with the song, it's kind of obvious where Alomi is and how Alomi is feeling.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Okay, so you guys round out your evening with your research and your Mega Mans and your music, and you turn in for the night. Wake up the next day, ready, refreshed. All of your, wound, you've taken a long rest, so you're back to full on everything. Your shields are back. Your health is back. All of your spells and blah, blah, blahs.
Thermal clips.
Not that any of you really took any damage. Yeah. I apparently need to just start making more difficult encounters. I need to take what I think is a medium encounter, and I just need to make deadly encounters for you guys, ones that should TPK you, and then I'll maybe be able to bring one of you down to half health. You monsters.
Just as long as you promise to scale it back if it looks like things are going very, very bad.
Of course.
Okay.
The only thing that's going to kill you is your dumb decisions. And maybe a dragon.
Dragon!
Space dragon.
You don't know that there are dragons, or if there are dragons.
There may be dragons.
I don't know, there could be dragons in space. You don't know that the dragons aren't aliens. Anyway, you all wake up the next day. Did you debrief with your crew on the ship at any point in the evening?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I
mean,
can't imagine that would be easy to avoid.
Yeah.
I was about to say I would have at least had to explain why I was moving things around to like demonstrate combat moves.
Also, the dog. They probably need to know about the dog.
Yes, they definitely need to know about the dog. That is definitely a big question.
I like to think we don't have the presence of mind to like do a whole debrief with everyone present, so everyone just finds out in stages. They find out about the Dibbledon when they see Circle moving stuff. They find out about the dog when they see Aviva sending him up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find where I made the names for these people. Cordo is particularly interested in Neum because this is not a creature that exists in the Milky Way. And you guys haven't really run into many things out here. But beyond like letting Neum sniff her hand, she doesn't really try to interact with them all that much. Everyone is, sad about the fate of the Dimbledons, but very, very interested to head over to the Dimbledon planet and to continue this adventure. Because this is your first stop so far, and now you're heading back further and further into the great unknown. Everyone's very excited for that. So you head out to find Quartz and to tell them that, hey, we're ready to go. And Quartz looks you all over and says, okay, great. We're all packed up and ready. We can be heading off in just a little bit. I don't know how you all want to do this. If you want to send anyone on our ship, or if you just want to fly in. It's not really a formation with only 2 ships. I don't know if you just want to escort our ship from yours, or if any of you want to be on our ship in case the cat attack, or I don't know how you want to do this.
Well, do you think you'll be boarded? Ideally, we would fight them off before that happens.
Ideally, that would happen, and we would be able to stop them from boarding the ship. But that's ideally. Ideally, no one would have died in this weird science base that we built here. So I'm just wondering how worst case scenario we want to plan for.
Let me shrug and looks at everybody else.
We'll follow your lead on this because clearly you are more equipped for combat than we are.
I've got a question. Because the Tempest didn't really have weapons, and I know we have weapons, so
yes,
we are an updated version of the Tempest. Does the Dimbledon ship have weapons?
Yes, our ship is equipped with weapons. They've got torpedoes. They've got a main battery. They are equipped for combat.
And I just feel like separating our groups is more like taking hostages of each other in case anything goes wrong. And I'm not really certain that's what we need to do, but hey, maybe we have that kind of friendship.
I want you to sort of think of the Dimbledon as the Federation in Star Trek, in that they're not warships, but they do have weapons on them.
Capable of defending themselves, but they don't go out seeking trouble.
Yeah. Not that you still don't see their ship anywhere, though, which is maybe a little weird.
Yeah, at this point.
Speaking of, where is your ship?
Oh, right, of course. You wouldn't know. He doodles around with the interface on his forearm, types in a command, and you see the entire science base that was around the base of the crystal spire begin to fold itself up, cube style, into a fairly squat, ship. It's more boxy than yours is. The Avalon and the Tempest were kind of built with, swooping, clean lines. The Dimbledon ship is more of a squat transport carrier than anything else. It doesn't really look like it's built for maneuverability and speed, but you also don't need like those clean sweeping lines in the void of space. It just maybe doesn't, it's not great in a dogfight in Atmo. But the base folds itself up into a big old squat ship.
Do they just have a big cube like the Borg?
It's not specifically a cube. It's like a whole bunch of cubes put together in a kind of like elongated rectangle like thing.
My brain just said the cube in the voice of the Claw.
The Claw.
So Circle points out, I think we should probably stay in our own ships, largely because we have established that we can't eat similar food, and I feel like that would be a lot of like transporting stuff back and forth between our ships.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. And as you said, ideally we will be able to, especially now with two of us, fight off the Ket without having to worry about them boarding our ships. And we only ran into the one Ket ship on the way here, so it's possible that we will have a smooth and uneventful flight.
No, you have a Ket infestation. They get everywhere. They're like fleas.
I don't know what that is, but I will take your word on this. I will, however, keep my fingers crossed that we do not run into Ket on the return trip because, well, I don't want to. But we're all set. Everyone's boarded up. All of our stuff is packed.
Cool.
Unless there's anything else that you need to do on the planet, I think we're good to go.
I think we're good too.
Think so?
As we're getting back on the ship, Sergal leans down to Aviva and goes, "Hey, Aviva, I probably shouldn't ask this, but does our lawyer have fleas? Did we check?"
I don't think he can get fleas. I think they wouldn't. Would they go with him as he went from dimension to dimension?
Are there blink fleas? You don't know.
Oh, no.
Like, maybe we should ask
I
him.
have to step away.
Do you want to take the dog to Galatea and we can have Galatea scan them? I guess we could scan it.
Gotta take the little comb, look for blink fleas.
I love these are the things we worry about.
We got fleas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Galatea, you come in and you scan. I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You scan Neum Blinkerton Esquire. There are no blink fleas.
No,
everything is copacetic. Neum seems perfectly healthy. Yeah. So you guys all get into your ship. Quartz has given you the coordinates to their home planet, showing a significant amount of trust in you, in that is now given this group of people that he just met yesterday the coordinates of his home planet. But, he did ask you to drive him there, basically. So Fiddle puts the coordinates into the ship's computer, and the planet now pops up on your galaxy map.
I feel like we would have given Fiddle whatever star charts they gave us too in the agreement.
Yeah, they sent you over some star charts, and it gives you some more information about, mostly about the systems that you already had probes in. You now just know a bit more about them. But the system that you're going to now is a brand new one. You guys are going to be heading over to take the party, and I move you back over to the Mile 2 cluster. You're going to start flying over to this a system called Dimmeltrex. And you start to fly out across the system. And it is an uneventful trip for a while. It takes you a few weeks worth of traveling to get there. And for most of it, you're just flying out at, faster than light. The Dimbledon ship seems to be able to go keep pace, so you don't have to worry about slowing down or them being so much faster than you. It's an uneventful, boring flight. You can communicate back and forth with the Dimbledon. They start to teach you some of the things about the system. They tell you about some of the other species in the area. They tell you about the Vorlax, who are...
Which planet has the best diners?
Which planet has the best diners, where... what the traffic laws are. They tell you where you can go and get your hair dyed. None of you have hair. They don't have hair either. You don't know why they're bringing up hair. They tell you about of particular interest in the things that you learn on this little trip. They tell you about this species called the Vorlax, who, whereas the Dimbledon are short and squat and made of rock, the Vorlax are like the exact opposite of that. Except they're not made out of air, they're made of flesh, but they are very, very tall, 7.5 feet tall on average from what the Dimbledon have been able to observe in their relations with them. They have very long, spindly limbs, reptilian features, no mouths. They seem to communicate psychically, entirely mind to mind.
Good.
Dimbledon aren't 100% sure how they eat, where they get nutrition from, but they definitely don't have mouths.
Oh, good. We're now going
That's
to have
uncomfortable.
psychic Ked. That's not a problem
then.
or anything.
Not a fan of that.
Their feet like candlelights. Who knows? Maybe. I know because I made them, but candlelight bandits. Where have you put the dark energy battery?
I was actually going to ask about that because we probably should create some sort of containment field.
Yeah, I
for
figured it. If we didn't have one, I would try to come up with some containment field.
Okay.
We don't. It's under my bed.
Roll me a science check. If you're going to try and set up a containment field, roll me science for that. And anyone who wants to aid in building this containment field can also roll science.
I will help.
What is with my
Science.
science rolls today? Like,
I don't know. I think you've only rolled 9s for your science.
I'm rolling poorly as well.
Oh.
You rolled a 23.
Yeah, but I could be rolling better. That's just because I
You
got
rolled a
plus 8.
15. You rolled in the top 75. Like you're
I don't
in
know
the top
percentages.
25%.
I feel left out. I'm going to roll 2.
Olivia and I are going to sit this one out, guys.
Salome walks up and goes, huh? That's it.
Galatea, you set up what you think is going to be an effective containment system for this. You set up a little box, and you try and set up the opposite energy signature, like the inverse of it, to sort of keep it in and from getting out. And based on your scans, it's not a perfect system. There's some leakage. Maybe you're just not familiar enough with dark energy and how it works to be able to contain it. But you've done something to it. It's at least not radiating as much energy as it was.
Circle remains your coding duck.
Yeah, and you continue your trek across the stars, and you make it. Who is in charge of scanning?
Galatea.
I am.
Galatea,
My one job.
roll for scanning. This is your vehicle handling skill.
Vehicle handling. Where you at, vehicle handling?
Oh, dang. All right. So you guys have been traveling for maybe a month now across the system. You're most of the way towards Dimmeltrex. Quartz lets you know. And it's been an uneventful and simple journey. There's maybe 1 week left in your trip. And Quartz is just at that moment commenting on how maybe you guys will make it all the way to
Rookie mistake.
Maybe we'll make it all the way there without anything bad happening. And that's when, Galatea, you're looking at your scanners and you see a blip that wasn't there originally. And the silhouette reads like a cat ship.
Oh, good.
Warning, we have contact. Possible cat.
It is on the far edge of your scanners. It doesn't appear to have seen you yet. Aviva, roll me a vehicle handling check. And then the other two of you, remind me what systems I put you in charge of.
I'm navigation.
Okay, navigation and weapons.
Navigate all the things.
A 2.
God, with a 6 to vehicle handling.
Yes.
We're doing well, guys.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter.
I'm distracted by the dog.
You are very distracted by your dog. You're also maybe a little afraid of, because you don't know how good the Dimmeldon are going to do with this. And this is your first encounter with the Ket over in this system. You all might have some pretty traumatic experiences with the Ket back over in the Helios cluster. And here they are over here. Your fun science romp is being interrupted by these assholes, by literal Nazis.
I'd say normally I'd be like, we should make first contact, but I just, either want to run away or punch them in the nose. So,
Protecting the Dimmeldons is our first priority.
You are hailed by Quartz from over on the ship. And he says, our scanners are picking up Ket over on the edge of our scanners. Are you picking up the same?
Yes, we have also detected the Ket presence.
Cool. So it's not a glitch in our systems. This sucks. I hate it. I don't think they've seen us yet, but I'm not sure. Do you have a visual on them? Can you see them out of the cockpit?
Do I have a visual?
Someone roll me a perception check.
Perception.
What do I perceive with my special eyes?
Oh, Jesus.
I need to stop rolling after this. I'm going to start paying for these.
Yeah, you're all you all rolled pretty good perception. Yeah, they're Galatea, you see it on the scanner and you see it out the cockpit window. They're heading right for y'all.
The Ket are heading right for us.
They're making a beeline and they are picking up speed.
They've probably seen us.
I would advise defensive maneuvers.
I say we distract them, the Dimmeldons get around and escape, and we'll regroup.
You want to take them on your own?
Oh, I don't know. I was under the impression that the Dimmeldons might be very useful.
I mean, this is Quartz asking you. Like our ship has weapons. We can, take them together. If you can distract them up front, we can try and hit them from the side or from behind.
Not a bad idea.
We
Our
probably
repair
should.
capabilities are limited. We should engage them together.
Also, we should probably figure out what kind of cat we got this time. Feels a bit like catch your own Pokemon.
Like these Pokemon.
I'm of the opinion that if we destroy their ship, we never have to find out.
So we don't want any survivors?
Why would we want any survivors?
Science.
Science on Ket is just torture.
That's fair.
Sergal is all for the cat murder. The Michelle brain is sitting over here going, I just finished this video game and they just told us that there may be some dissent in the ranks and I need to know what the dissent is about. So BioWare, if you're listening, give us more Andromeda so that these questions can be answered in my mind.
Fire pulse.
I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're answering those questions because BioWare are cowards. And they refuse to give me Andromeda 2 Electric Boogaloo.
All right, Colin Parker, calm down.
No, I won't.
All right. Well, I mean, we can definitely draw their attention. I can attempt to just fire at them and, start the party.
Preemptive strike.
Suddenly, there is you are being hailed now through your comm system by someone who is not the Dimmeldon that you've obviously been talking to this entire time. It appears to be coming from the Ket ship.
Sergal will say to her Sam, attempt to keep them from establishing visual contact with anybody within the ship.
Roger, what are is that it?
I don't want them to know we're aliens.
Okay. I mean, they're not. Their hacking attempts aren't that great. I can easily keep them out, but do we want to establish contact? They appear to be trying to communicate.
Whether they are trying to communicate or not, I don't mind auditory contact, but visual contact establishes that we are a new species.
Okay, establishing auditory contact, and you hear a Ket voice coming through the audio system of your ship, and the voice says, identify yourselves. What are you doing in Ket space? I repeat, identify yourself. What are you doing in Ket space?
Identify yourself. What are you doing in Ket space?
We are the Ket. This is our space. You have one more chance to identify yourselves or we will open fire.
Why?
Because you're invading Ket space.
No, we're just passing through. You're just being aggressive, and that just seems mean.
All right. And the main battery on their ship warms up and fires at you.
Like, if we can see that happening, I would like to attempt to preemptively start firing at them if they are like warming up to fire at us.
Roll me. Who wants to roll your ship initiative? Your ship initiative.
And not
Don't let me do it.
I
I'm gonna pay for mine.
have rolled nine so many times.
I feel like it should be either Aviva or Sergal. Because Aviva is in charge of actual flight, but Sergal is in charge of the fighty bits.
Yeah, Sergal, and also Sergal is prepared to do a smash.
Okay, I mean, whoever, it doesn't matter to me who rolls it.
Is it the vehicle handling thing for the initiative, or what are we rolling?
Yes, because your ship doesn't technically have a dexterity modifier. Yes, you rolled much better than I did. So you do get to go first. Yeah.
All right, I will again roll my vehicle handling since my vehicle handling is the weaponry. So, why?
You fire off a javelin disruptor torpedo from your main bay, and it flies a little wide. You try to sneak attack shoot them real fast without taking the proper time to line up your shot and aim, and it goes a little wide and it explodes behind them harmlessly. And the Ket fire on you. And they super hit because I have your ship's thing up in front of me. I don't know if you guys, I sent this to you at some point. You have a Normandy class frigate with an AC of 18.
Yes, we have a thing called the Avalon in our...
That's right, I have the thing.
But it's not filled out.
No, but I have, if you click on the little icon, it has your AC, health, and shields on there for the Avalon.
Yeah.
Same as I have for you guys. So they are going to fire on you with their main cannon. Now, these numbers are going to seem obscenely large, but
we are ships.
You are ships. So the roll is for damage is 1d6 and 1d4 times 100. Why did it roll 2d4? I did that wrong. Hold on. Okay. So your ship takes 700 damage, which comes off of your shields first. So your shields are now gone. And your health is down 200. So right off the bat, you get hit with a pretty big hit. You hear from Fiddle, our shields are now gone. We can't take all that many more hits like that. So someone do something, please.
I cannot navigate the ship, but I can fire some more.
The Dimmeldon take this opportunity to also do a shoot 'em up. And they unfortunately also go a bit wide of the Ket ship with their main gun. So what do you guys do next? The Ket have fired on you. They appear to be maintaining their head-on course with you. They're still a bit away, but they have just fired at you while coming straight at you.
Can I try to use my scanners to, I don't know, maybe calculate better firing angles or vectors?
Yeah, roll your vehicle handling for scanning.
Cool.
Yes, your next attack roll against the Ket will have advantage.
Dope.
Nice.
Make it so.
I will roll some more weaponry against it, but if anybody wants to try and maneuver us into a better position, that would be a good idea.
If Amberly, if you want to roll vehicle handling for piloting, you can probably, it will help out your it does not help out your AC. You're unable to do dodge stuff.
Can I roll anything for navigating? I just don't see how it's helpful.
I know, I'm trying to think of how, because I want you to be able to do something and like contribute in this, but I'm not. I will keep thinking on it. You will keep thinking on it. Well, so roll that hits. So roll a D6 and a D4.
Okay. Oh, D6, not a D5. I hate you so much.
Man, imagine a D5. All right, so you launch off one of your torpedoes, and it slams into the Ket ship, and you see their shields flare up, and the light of them dims pretty considerably, but they are still holding for the moment.
Can we get some evasive maneuvers going?
Alomi, if you would like to roll for your navigation, you can. Great. Aviva, you can now roll again for that navigation.
They're all good.
Not for that navigation, for that piloting. Great. Okay. You have given yourself a bonus.
I just need a good navigator.
You've given yourself a bonus to your AC. I'm not going to tell you exactly what. Well, no, I'll just tell you what it is. You have a +2 to your AC, so instead of 18, it's 20.
Excellent.
Okay, so the Ket are still coming directly at you, beeline, and they miss on this shot because you have moved from where they thought that you would be. The Dimmel Dawn are trying to swing wide around the Ket and get a more side-on position on them, but the Ket are moving faster than they expected. They seem to still be picking up speed, and so their torpedo winds up skating along behind them, and they also miss. Apparently, the Dimmel Dawn just really are just bad at fighting, and I apologize for that.
I am going to probably yell into my comms at Galatea, or, like growl at Galatea. It's friendly. I'm just concentrating. Can you hook Sam in, see if we can get the shields back up?
I will do so.
You absolutely can do that. Roll me a science check on Sam.
Science.
Yes.
Yes. Get half your shields back.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I will put that in for you. You now have 250 shields. Great.
250.
It's a great science roll to get a bunch of those shields back. It's your turn. It's yours turns. You can do the same rolls again to give yourselves those advantages if you want. So Galatea, if you want to roll scanning to give advantage on shooting, Alomi to give advantage on piloting, and Aviva to give a boost to AC, we can do all those things again.
Nice.
Great. Okay, everyone. Okay, Aviva, you get to roll with advantage. And Cyril, you also get to roll with advantage.
I have a question. Is everybody's vehicle handling supposed to be 6?
I don't remember.
No, I think isn't it off your decks? Because mine's 4.
I was about to say mine's only 3. So this is why this is fun. All right, cool.
I'm 6 because I have proficiency.
Velvet, I beg you, roll well.
Rolling vehicle handling again?
Give me that vehicle handling. Yeah, vehicle handling is for scanning.
Yep. Thank you.
Yes, that's yes. You crit on them. So roll. I don't remember if we decided we roll 2 dice or if we double it.
We'll just double it.
Let's double it.
Okay.
So
okay, roll a D4 and a D6.
What?
Oh no! You rolled 1 DD6.
Oh, I did. Okay.
That you rolled nothing. It's not a dice.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. 1,800 damage to these guys. You take out their entire shields in one go. Ship-to-ship combat is not meant to last long. Y'all hit hard. It gets pretty bad. The Ket shield is gone, and their ship takes some heavy damage. They do not look good. You just blow a hole in the bottom of their ship. And it appears that they clamp down with some interior shields pretty quickly, so it doesn't completely annihilate their ship, but they are starting to turn their ship to get the fuck out of here. But they are going to take one last torpedo shot at you as a Parthian shot, and then they are, it seems, going to be running the fuck away.
My brain is just on the, you said this was Ket space? No, this is my space. And then I was just like, no.
You should say
hear the Ket voice that initially spoke to you when you were hailed come through and say, what does he say?
our mistake. So sorry.
No. No, he says, you got lucky. Next time I see you, it's going to go so much worse. This shot is going to hit because I just rolled a 20 without modifying it. So all told, that is going to be a 23, which still beats your improved AC. So 1d6.
Roll a 20.
What? I rolled a d20. And it came up as a 17.
Oh, okay.
But they have.
You said that you rolled a 20 without modifying it.
No, I rolled a d20 without modifying it. It came up as a 17. They have a +6 to vehicle handling, which comes out to a 23 when I do that math. And your modified AC because of your piloting was a 20.
Gotcha.
But they didn't crit, so they only deal 600 points of damage, which takes down your shields again. Oh no, I did that wrong. That's just gone. I just deleted all. And then takes off minus 350 out of your health. So your ship is gonna need some repairs after this. The Ket ship is just beelining it the fuck out of here.
Can we take a final shot on the way out? Because if I can take it down, I'd rather see it not make it out of the system.
Yeah, they're in range.
Great. Everybody roll the same stuff?
Well, you don't have to roll to improve your AC. They are leaving, but if Galatea wants to roll to try and give Circle advantage, you absolutely can do that.
Sure. Let's roll again. Vehicle handling?
Yeah.
Yes, you are rolling vehicle handling. And it doesn't matter because
it won't.
Even with advantage, Sigil doesn't manage it. You fire off a final torpedo, but it goes wide and winds up exploding behind the retreating Ket ship.
I tried, and therefore nobody should criticize me.
No, yeah. Hey, listen, you guys did great in what could have been a very, very bad thing for you if the Ket had hit on all of their attacks. It probably would have gone very poorly for the good ship Avalon. You hear Quartz over the loudspeaker whooping and hollering in excitement, even though they didn't successful do anything. And it was entirely you again. But they're very excited. The Ket are leaving. All of these people are only horribly ineffectual because I roll bad, not because I built them to be shitty. I need everyone to know this. I made them to be cool.
Sergal's already planning to make them like a ship Mega Man so they can learn how to fire their guns.
Beautiful. We're going to end this in just about a minute, but you all hear from your Omni tools, your Sam Jr. Speak up. And he says, you're all going to want to get to... no, sorry, what does he say? He says, you're all going to want to brace for impact. When that last hit took out our shields and then hit us pretty hard, it rattled that energy core you guys brought in, something fierce, and it is pulsing and vibrating, and I think it's about to explode.
Is there
time to eject it into space?
Exactly, that's what I am trying to
figure out.
We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Roll to yeet.
Roll
You will find out in 2 weeks if you can roll to yeet this thing.
Goodbye.
But Sam tells you, hey, I think this thing's gonna blow up. And that's where we'll end our session. Because I love a good cliffhanger.
You and me both, babe.
Also, this gives you 2 weeks to decide what the fuck to do. Not that you should need 2 weeks to decide what to do with a bomb on your ship. But anyway, let's introduce ourselves again as our wrap-up. Cyril, please tell us who you are.
I mean, I am concerned. I identify as concerned, however.
I am no longer a threat. I am just confused.
I am Spectre Olafette on most platforms. I am the showrunner for Archives of the Dragon and all our various shows. You have seen me as Dombra Sergal, our Sentinel Krogan for this campaign. I also run Deep Magic, and we also produce a Vampire the Game called Sudbury by Night, which will be back in October. Deep Magic will be back on September the 10th. And we just did a City of Flesh game, which is a setting written by the wonderful Steffi. And you should definitely check that out. It'll probably be on YouTube if I am not a terrible person by this time. So do all those things and like, follow, subscribe, and, love my cast, please. Thank you.
Awesome possum. Now, my wonderful and amazing spouse, Frankie Bradley.
Hi, I am MJ Bradley Lestrange. I am a writer and a podcaster. I portrayed Olomi Druis, who has terrible comedic timing, but also an excellent, excellent sense of when to play a funeral dirge. If you would like to follow my work, you can check me out on certainpov.com.
You are definitely the Miguel of this. But now over to the Tulio, Aviva Narvira.
Hi, I'm Amberly. You can find me most places on the internet as Amberly and Violet, and I have been Aviva Narvira.
Last but certainly not least, Velvet.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I've been Velvet, portraying Galatea. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar, as well as the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts.
And I have been Professor John Bradley Lestrange, your dice dad, your dungeon disappointment, your still learning how ship-to-ship combat is supposed to work in this system. Because it seems like there should be more involved in it. I'll have to find the rules again. You can find me on TikTok at The History Wizard. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.